Hi everybody, this is Jennifer with Choice Backgrounds, and I'm going to go over the 21 Reflection Grid template and slide styles. Now there's basically two ways that you can use this. You can use the full template, which you just, apply the full template and drop your photos into one slide and it populates the other 21. That one of course is way faster, but it utilizes all 21, and you may actually only want to highlight 3 or 4, in which case you won't want to use the template. You're just going to want to apply 3 or 4 of the slide styles. So let me start by showing you the template. Now first you'd have to import the template. That's the .pst file that you unzipped, and you'll want to open ProShow Producer. You'll come up to Show, Show Templates, and then Import Template. And then from here, you just simply have to find the 21 Reflection Grid folder that you unzipped, and you'll see it here, 21 Reflection Grid. You're going to simply highlight it and hit open. Mine's already in there. Then once you have it in there, you would, in order to apply the full template, you would choose Show, Show Templates, Open Template, and then you'll get this window that has all of your templates in it. And find the 21 Reflection Grid, which is right here. You just highlight it, hit load, and it'll load them all, and of course they'll all be blank. This is the way a template works. Everything is blank. Now I created this template so that everything is linked. Now it used to be linking was a bad thing, but in this case it's a good thing. I'm going to double click on slide number 2, and you'll see that here it's got all of the layers and they're all empty. I'm just going to drag and drop them in, and it will instantly populate all of the other slides. Now you may wonder why I labeled them letters. Starting in your upper left hand corner of the grid, this is A, moving across to the right, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. So that's how you're going to know where they're going to go. Starting with A in the upper left hand corner, I'm just going to drag and drop a photo in, and you really do want portrait photos. I haven't even tried this with wide photos. I can't imagine it'll look right. They'll probably all overlap each other. So I'm just going to randomly drop in some photos. And I don't know if you can see, but when I dropped that in, it actually automatically populated all of the rest of these. You can sort of see the little thumbnail up in the upper left-hand corner. Now when I drop in B, since this next slide highlights B, you'll see that pop up here in slide 3, even though I'm still on slide 2. Let me grab a picture here and drop it into B. And it populated the next slides. All of these are now being populated with all of my photos that I'm dropping in. Let me keep going. Here comes C. And now C is being populated again. Even though you're seeing it populate into these, I'm only on slide number 2. That's, you can see down here, slide 2 of 22. That's in this slide option window. I'm looking at this slide, but since these are linked, they're being populated throughout it. Now with the magic of video, I'm going to go ahead and drop the rest of these in very quickly. Ta-da! And now I have all of my my slides populated with the photos, and they're all connected. So if I were to just simply play through this, it would start with my A, my photo in the upper left-hand corner, and then it would go back, and the very next slide seamlessly should go right to B, which is the next one. Okay, now the great thing about this template and slide styles is they all start and stop exactly the same. So you actually don't have to go in order. You don't even have to use them all. So for example, let's say I wanted these completely randomly out of order. I'm just going to grab my slide 7 here and move it over to here. So now let's say, actually I'm going to grab this one. This all happens to be the same girl. I can move her over. So now I've got these randomly placed photos, but since I'm rearranging the slide order and they start and stop the same way, you'll never know. We're actually going to start with that one down there because that's her as a baby. And then seamlessly we go to the next one, which is not necessarily the next photo in line. It was the first one. That was a photo in position A. And then my next one will be a completely different photo. So you could use this in a bunch of different ways, and you do not have to use all 21. Uh, with the template, let me just explain one more way you can use this. Obviously, this template wasn't meant to be a full show. It's just, a multi-slide effect. So from here, once you've done this part and you've got everything in, suppose you really do want to use all 21, you'll either just build your show around this, or if you already have a show that you want to put this into it, now that you have this built, save this as a show file, a PSH file. Then you're going to open a project, new project. Then you're going to choose project, add existing show to project. You'll do that twice. You'll add this one that you just made and the one you're working on, and then you'll just copy these 21 slides that already exist because you made them from the template into the show that you're working on. Okay, so that's one way that you can use the full template. Now, let's say you've already got a show that you're working on and you really like this, but you're only going to use about 3 or 4 of them. Let me delete all of these, and we're going to start with a blank slide. And these slide styles were 10 seconds. You can lengthen and shorten them if you want the whole motion to go a little bit faster. And if you haven't imported these yet, what you'll do is you'll come to your Manage Styles. And then if you're in 4.1, it's Add. If you're in 4.0, it's Import. And you'd click Add. And in this, if you're in 4.1, you can actually select all of them to import at the same time, which is a really cool thing. If you were in 4.0, you have to do it one at a time. Sorry. And mine, of course, are already in there, so I'm not going to import them. And you'll find them. I actually put all these in 3 different categories. They're in a new category called 21ReflectionGrid. I also put them in choice backgrounds, and then I also put them in complex montages. That way they're in different categories, so it might be easier for you to find them. Now, let's just say I'm only going to highlight 4 pictures, okay? And I'm going to just randomly choose them because it kind of doesn't matter where they are to me. I just want them to be random. So I'm going to choose C, and I'm going to apply it. And I'm going to insert another blank slide. Double click on that to make sure I've got that open in my slide options window. And let's see, C's up here. I'm going to choose something way down on the bottom. S. And hit apply. And then I'm just going to do one more, and I'm going to insert a blank slide. And then I'm going to come back somewhere up in the middle like I. And hit apply. So I'm actually only going to use 3 out of the whole 21. So it almost kind of doesn't matter what photos I put in the other layers because they're not going to be highlighted anyway. The only one that's ever highlighted is going to be your layer number 4. So no matter which one of these you choose to apply, your layer number 4 is the one that's going to be highlighted. Now, if you want these to be connected, you would want to make sure that all of the photos that you put in the layers for all 3 of these slides are the same because these are not connected. Let me drag one over and show you. I'm going to drag one over to C, which is not the one that's being highlighted. It's the one up here. And it was not populated into 1 and 2 because these are not connected. Only templates are linked. Individual slide styles are not. So if I were to do this, and if I do want these to be identical, I just make sure that I know that C is this picture right here, so then I can come back one. So this one's going to be the same one. And then I would repeat that process for the first slide. But again, the one that's being highlighted is always going to be your layer number 4. And let me go to the next slide. Pick another random picture here. And come back to my first slide. And find another cute one. Okay, now I'm not actually going to go ahead and bore you by actually filling in all of the rest of them because honestly, the rest of them kind of don't matter, at least in this application, because I'm only highlighting 3. I'm not actually highlighting all of them. So The fact that these start and end in the same manner is what makes them really customizable. You can, you know, highlight different photos. And it's okay. I think it's okay. Personally, I think it's okay if the photos don't personally match because they'll just fade in and out. You could even, you know, get really creative and actually delete some of those layers. So you actually wind up almost with like a puzzle looking thing instead of all 21. Get creative. Go for it. Use these however you want to. One last thing. If these are going just way too slow for your tastes, you can always just shorten the slide time. So those just went from 10 seconds to 6 seconds. Everything stays in proportion. Everything is still, you know, in uniform. It's just a little bit faster. Okay? And that's all there is to the 21 reflection grid. And I really would hope that you use this in more than just the obvious way of dropping your photos in. Really try to play around with these and really use them to suit your needs. Thanks so much.